Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Park Streamers Hangout. We have a jam-packed show for you today, and we're looking forward to providing you with all the good stuff that's coming in 2024. But before we do that, let's talk to all of our hosts on today's show. So, starting with Cordy in California down here, tell us where we can find you and give us your digits.
Okay. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and I almost said Twitter, and TikTok, Cordy in California. And I'm not even talking about Threads because I think I made one post. Same with Twitter. So we'll stick to those three. You can find me there. You can find me there.
Sounds good. And to my left here, Theme Park Casual.
Hey kids, glad to be back here finally again for another Park Streamers Hangout. Before I tell you guys where you can find me, I just want to say I love seeing everybody in the chats. You know, we've got 3 channels going all at the same time, and so I love seeing that there's the crossover, the people that we see in every chat, and then some of the people that are, you know, new for different channels. It's just I love seeing all your guys' screen names. And many of you we've gotten to put the face to the screen name. So just want to say thanks for everybody to join us. But you can find me on YouTube, Twitter /X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual.
Very good. All right, thanks. And I'm Barry Place 28, so you can find me also at Barry Place 28 on X, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So, and like Theme Park Casual was saying, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's always great to have you guys. This is our first show for the new year, and I know while we're a few weeks into the new year, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy 2024, and I hope it's very successful and great for all of you. So with that, we are going to talk about what's coming in 2024. We got a lot of things going to be coming out to all the different parks, but obviously we have a lot. We're going to go ahead and talk about what's happening at Disneyland, what we know is happening, and maybe some of our expectations and maybe some of our hopes that haven't been announced, but maybe are, you know, we'd like to see. So with that, we do have obviously Tiana's Bayou Adventure that's going to be coming out, right? That's going to be probably one of the major rides for 2024, although it's supposed to be sometime in 2024. We were hoping for summer, but it might be winter. We haven't heard anything. In the background rumor mill, I've kind of been hearing that the construction has not been going as fast as it should be, and that it may be after summer. What have you heard?
I think I heard the same thing. I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody was saying something along the lines of the construction crews weren't aware of the timeline exactly. So they were, you know, they were doing things at a certain pace, you know, aiming for a certain date that's just out there. And then they were informed, no, you guys have to hit it by the end of this year. And so they've had to kind of turn on the afterburners and get things going a little bit faster than they were originally working. But who knows how accurate those kind of reports are? I always take those kind of things with a grain of salt. So I can't imagine that, you know, people were unaware of the timeline completely, but you never know.
Cordy, what do you think, or what have you heard?
I've heard nothing. All I know is the water tower is up, and you know, I guess it's a little teaser for us to go, oh wow, they're making progress. So yeah,
I saw the water tower the other night.
Yeah, so I think that's, you know, they just kind of throwing something out there so everybody can like, oh, let me take pictures and, you know, just give us something, right? Especially while we've got all, well, we'll talk about that later, but the construction next door.
Yeah.
But you know what? I guess what I'm curious is because, you know, that's the rumors going around that the construction team didn't know exactly what the timeline was. How do you not know what the timeline is?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, I don't know, you know, maybe if anything, you could say, you know, oh, they ran into an issue and it, you know, set them back a week or two. You know, okay, I get that. That's typical construction stuff. But you know, not knowing the deadline, That's a little hard to believe.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. All right. Well, we do have a few other things that are coming down the pipeline. I think Cordy has some of those that you're going to talk about that are going to be happening. Some after dark events.
Yeah, no, just it's. I was just talking to I think I was talking to Christina about this on Friday. That when you kind of look at the calendar in Disney time, like the year
Mhm.
flies by because you're like, oh, this event's this month, and then we go, March is this, and then before you know it, we're back at Christmas. But the the next thing that's coming up is the Lunar New Year celebration at DCA. So that starts the 23rd. So that's a Tuesday.
Mhm.
Never know, we might get something Sunday, right? A little preview to that, I'm sure, of the foods and things like that, possibly. So but I think that is, I love food and wine. Festival of the Holidays was a little on that one this year, but Lunar New Year's, I think, it's always so much fun. The foods are great, so I say definitely check it out. I think it's worth going over there and just checking out the shows,
Mhm.
great foods, and then
Hey,
oh,
real
go ahead.
quick, I got a question for you guys. So, it started off with the Food and Wine Festival and it just kind of blooms. And now it seems like every single season they've got another food, event going on. Do you guys think that they're doing too many, or is it just the right amount or not enough?
I think it's fine because we've got, well, just wait, unless I'm off, Lunar New Year, food and wine, and then Festival of Holidays. What comes in between? Nothing. I think that's it. Am I missing one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they do a festival during the summer, do they?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
So
So
I think it's
yeah,
fitting.
I think Disneyland is doing a proper amount, it seems.
Hmm.
Knott's does festivals throughout the entire year. They've got, every season has its own festival, and I mean, they call it Seasons of Fun. So if anything, Knott's might be pushing it a little bit, but they do so well with their festivals that you can't really complain.
Yep.
So I think I'm in the same boat as Cordy, that I think they're doing the right amount. I don't feel like I'm going, oh geez, I would just like to have plain DCA for a minute. I don't feel like the festivals intrude so much that you don't feel like you're getting, the actual, park the way it was designed. So I think that's where I land.
Hey, Paul M. Hewitt, sorry, says, not to get ahead here, LOL, but talk of Tron coming to DCA Marvel Land in 2019. Tron was coming to DL and Tomorrowland. Good question. No idea.
I have not heard anything of Tron coming to Disneyland in any capacity.
Me either.
Yeah, me either.
They kind of got their hands full, I think. It's interesting, on the construction note, because then I saw that they have like scaffolding and stuff up in front of the Disneyland Railroad station, the Main Street. So it's like we've got that going on. We've got Astro Orbiters like down,
Gone.
There's just so much. It's interesting because we're, like you were saying, not knowing like a hard date or at least like an ETA really for Tiana's, but yet we've got all these other projects going on that, sometimes I'm like, oh, I get a little worried about how that's all going to pan out. But so I don't know about that. I know they were talking about something going in, right? Some sort of ride going into that building. We got a store. We got a little store, but I don't know. My gut says I just don't feel anything coming for a while over there, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
All right. So what else do we have going on there, Cordy?
And then of course we've got 2 of the After Dark events that already went on sale, and Bob checked, there's still Disney Channel night tickets, but Sweethearts
Both
Night
nights.
sold. out. But that always happens for the most part, right? When they release a new After Dark event, it's 2 nights and people are a little hesitant
Mhm.
to buy the tickets because they don't know what to expect. Whereas I didn't get Sweethearts Night because I'm like, I already been there, done that, and for me. I wasn't
Right.
it wasn't, my favorite. But I want to know, okay, what are they doing for Disney Channel night? So that's exciting to me to just like, find explore that. But I
So
was
are you going?
I'm curious. I'm curious what eras of Disney Channel they're going
me
to
too.
take, because there's the early Disney Channel, and then there's that '90s Disney Channel. So where do they land? Do they try to incorporate a bunch of stuff? I mean, you could technically kind of picture just about any of those early Disney characters from Disney Channel showing up, and if that happens, I was thinking about it. I was like, if they were to bring out, like gummy bears and Dumbo Circus, things like that, Bear in the Big Blue House, those
Mhm.
could be, some very, very sought after character interactions. And that
Yeah.
seems to be where the after dark events, that's their wheelhouse, is to have those special little moments that you're not going to be able to get any other
Mhm.
time. And if they pull that off, it could be the kind of thing where, first night, if the second night hasn't sold out and people see what happened the first night, second night tickets go gangbusters real quick. But we'll have to see. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be I would I think the coolest thing that they could do is get some of the '90s Disney Channel TV stars, the actual,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the people that used to be on the shows. If they could get some of them in there for photo ops and stuff, I think that would solidify that event as the sleeper hit, because there's
Yeah,
going to
Yeah,
be
that
people
would be
that would
kind of
be,
cool.
yeah.
yeah,
And I think when you kind of look at the core, I think, although I consider us, right, we're Disney adults, but like the a lot of the Disney adults that I see in the parks is kind of that era, right? That's
hmm,
they got their
right,
90s nights, I want 80s, but oh well. But everyone wants the 90s night to come back. So I think if there's a reason why they're not able to do more of these, like, in the summer doing like a 90s night or 80s, whatever it is, and this is what we're going to get, and that's it, right? Then they really have to beef these up. And like you said, theme park casual, right? Like really, really go for it when they do these after dark events. So, give it all to us. And then it's going to be at Disneyland. So you've got so much space, so many
right.
different areas to, you know, to have characters, and they just I have high hopes this year because I feel like they've really kind of picked it up with coming out with new foods, and it feels a little more creative this year. Like they're more on top of things, getting decorations up and taking them down. Right? It's not. It last year was pretty, or the year before was pretty slow going. So
Mm.
I have a lot of high hopes for what they're doing this year. And we're only so far; those are the two, and then we're waiting for Star Wars nights to go on sale and Pride night. So I heard it's only going to be 2 nights for Pride night again, which I thought they were going to add because that did sell out. And then that's all that
Got
I've
to keep that false scarcity, so people, there's the big hullabaloo about the tickets being sold out in minutes.
Yeah, true. I
Gotta
know, I
go.
know. Yeah.
Well, I actually just got a ticket to the Disney Channel night for the second night. So I was debating whether or not, but since I couldn't get tickets to Sweetheart Night, I'd never been to that one. And of course, I wasn't streaming last year when they had it. And then I thought, well, what the heck? I'll give it a try and see what it's like. I think I'll definitely get one for the Star Wars night because I am a Star Wars fan. So I'll probably go into that one too, hopefully, if I can get a ticket.
Mhm.
And theme park casual?
Yeah, I'm not going to feed that beast. That's just my thing. It's like I'm not paying for the after dark events. The only one that has actually
Yeah,
interested me
I was
is
gonna
is
say.
Throwback Night. That
Oh,
was the
okay.
only one.
Throwback night?
Was Throwback Night. That was the only one that had me going, oh, I kind of want to go. So,
That
but
was a good one.
other than that, I have not had any FOMO at all with the After Dark events. I am perfectly fine watching you guys head to the park. That one I consider different because I consider it like the Halloween stuff, like a Scary Farm, which I am more than happy to pay for because it transforms the park and it's a completely different thing. And Villains Grove, well, we all know how I feel about that one.
Yes.
Hey,
Did
Brian
you see?
just brought this up. Sorry. He just said one thing to remember, opening night for Sweethearts Night is the opening night for Lunar New Year, and it's going to be packed house at the DCA for opening night. So, sorry, what were you going to say, Cordy?
Oh, I saw a comment from Christy, PH Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding,
Oh yeah. With the
about
theme is like the
possible
2000s.
There we go.
Thank you for that, because that I haven't been able to research much, so I was just gonna go. I kind of like to be surprised, but so that's pretty cool. I mean, that kind of goes with the core, right? The 20 to early 30s year olds, because I watched all this with my kids, but yeah, but I think you could do more. I mean, that could be a big theme maybe on Main Street, right? To kind of like bring you in, and then hopefully we'll get a little more some other stuff around the park. But
yeah, hopefully. No offense, I'm not really into High School Musical or Camp Rock. I just say
but
that.
I can see the music. Like I can already hear the music playing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you had like a couple of the stars from those shows,
yeah,
that would
that'd be
have everybody going nuts. People would
true.
go bonkers for that.
Mm-hmm. That is very true. So those, it's going to be a pretty packed schedule for the next like couple of months, because with Lunar New Year, January 23rd through February 18th. And then Sweethearts Night, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nights, including Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney Channel is March 5th and 7th. And then squeezed in there, we've got, should we jump over to this? Magic Happens. Comes back February 2nd.
Yay.
Super excited.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm glad they're bringing that back. Great show.
Yeah.
Great parade.
And we need a parade. It's so odd to like have things going like for an entire year, right? Because that from when that started, and then the Christmas Fantasy Parade, and then going there like right now, it's like there's no color, there's no parade, maybe no fireworks.
It was funny because when I went to Disneyland the other night or the other day with my dad and my daughter, and I came home, my wife's like, "Oh, did you see the parade?" I'm like, "There is no parade right now." She's like, "What?" So, yeah, it's a little empty.
Yeah. So that'll be nice.
Very good. And of course, we do have Oogie Boogie coming back, so yay, that'll be nice.
And Brian Sevilla points out that there's the unofficial festival days, those kind of things that happen. We were there last year for Goth Day for Bats in the Park. We were there on Dapper Day as well.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of unofficial, fan gathering type of events that happen throughout the year. So just kind of search out for unofficial Disneyland or Disney World events, and you'll find a website that will list them all for you, so you get the dates.
Yeah, and I gotta say, those are usually really fun to go to. I don't usually participate, but it's fun to go and see everyone get dressed up and do their thing. And I mean, it's crazy some of the things they do, like when they do the big group photo for Bats Day or Goth Day. Wow, Goth in the Park. Whew, that was a crazy photo shoot.
It was hot too.
It was.
Yep.
It was really hot that day. That was fun though. That was a fun day. Seeing like masses of people, that was crazy. Getting that group picture in front of the castle, that was pretty awesome.
It was. Well, not just that, but all the different costumes they come up with, and they have bats on the ears instead of
Yeah.
the Mickey ears, which is kind of cool that you can get from their website and stuff. But yeah, it's really neat to see that stuff. So glad they do that and they participate. So
And Bianca,
all right.
Bianca brought up she only remembers one date, and that is when Wondrous Journeys comes back, March 22nd. So that's another.
That is true. Yeah, how we can fit that one
I
in.
like Mickey's Mixed Magic. I don't know why it gets so much hate. I have an absolute blast watching that one.
Yeah, I like it too. I think for once, usually I'm all about the fireworks, right? But this time, I almost feel like the projections are better than the fireworks in a way. The fireworks are great. Don't get me wrong, and it's great having the fireworks with Mickey's Mixed Magic than just the projections by themselves. But yeah, it's just fun. It's cool. It's quirky. The beats are fun. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, I had a group of people behind me when I was live streaming the other night, and they were like shouting the lyrics out, and then off to this side there were this other group of girls are all dancing and everything. Yeah. But everywhere you look, everybody's heads are bobbing, everybody's doing it.
The little kids,
it's so much fun. Yeah, it is an absolute blast.
Yeah, I had it happen to me the other night when I was there, and I don't know if my viewers could hear them, but yeah, they were behind me and having fun. It was a big group, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't understand why it gets so much hate. And in fact, I still remember last year on Sweethearts Night, on opening night, they weren't able to do the fireworks. And I was watching Attractions Live, and she was there, and she was waiting for fireworks. And they make the announcement that they can't do fireworks, but they say, please enjoy Mickey's Mixed Magic. And all she does is go, oh no. And I'm like, it's a fun show. I don't know why
I think
people
it's because
don't like
everybody
it.
paid money for Sweethearts Night.
Well, that one I understand. That one I get. Yeah, it's right. That one I get. You've paid money. You were supposed to get this special fireworks show, and you get Mixed Magic projections. That's a little bit of a downer. But if you go in and on the schedule was Mixed Magic, you're gonna have a good time. I don't know why everybody complains.
Yeah, and just to remind everyone too, because these after dark events, Disneyland closes at 8 p.m. on those nights. Usually Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and DCA will stay open till 9 p.m. But yeah, they're definitely closing a lot earlier, especially with the winter times. It seems like, and not just because of after dark. I mean, I'm just talking in general. Besides the days after dark, they seem like they're closing a little bit earlier, because it wasn't until like 11 last year. It seems like now they're trying to close at like 10. Eesh.
Yeah, 10 and 9 for DCA.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
What time do the after dark events go to? Do they go to midnight or 1 a.m.?
9 to 1.
Yeah, I think it's 9 to 1. Well, it's 8 o'clock. No,
for the mixing.
It was 8 o'clock for the Sweethearts. Was it?
Let me see. I'll check while we talk.
I mean, you can get in there earlier, but
I thought it was it's from 9 to 1. I think the mixin starts at 6. So,
probably.
I think it's 3 hours before, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, 9 to 1 is the actual. Yeah, you can get in as early as 6 p.m. So that's 3 hours before the party begins. Yeah.
All right, very good. All right. Do we have anything else to cover for Disneyland? Oh, well, hey, just to talk about Haunted Mansion, since it's right behind you and you're at the park right now, Cordy.
I'm waiting. After we're done, I'm going on. How many stops?
Obviously, Haunted Mansion is closing at the end of this month. Actually, it's next week, isn't it? Actually,
yeah. Sunday is its last operating day.
Oh, Sunday is, yeah. So. Yeah, it's gonna be closed until I believe August 23rd. They haven't said exactly when, but that's when they start the Halloween time at Disneyland. So I'm assuming it should open about that time. But they're gonna redo the queue, obviously build a new store at the end of the attraction, and then it sounds like they're also gonna refurb the ride. So, but it's crazy because like we've been talking, it's gonna close as a Haunted Mansion holiday. and it's probably going to open as the Haunted Mansion this year, and it'll never be open as the regular Haunted Mansion. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that will be weird.
Yeah, that's a long time without regular Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm. It was also a long time without that treehouse. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I bring that up?
Yeah.
That was closed forever. All right. Anything else for Disneyland, guys?
Yeah, just
What, don't we have Pixar Fest? Is it?
Yes, we have Pixar Fest.
Food and Wine in March. So March 1st. So we go from Lunar New Year to Food and Wine, March 1st through April 22nd. And then, then Pixar kind of takes over, right? That'll be our transition into everything there.
Yeah, I hope that fireworks show is okay. From what I've seen on YouTube, it looks terrible. But people told me Mixed Magic was terrible, and it ended up not being. So I'm gonna reserve my judgment on that one. Even though, like I said, watching videos.
What's that?
I was going to say, even though watching videos, it looks awful, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I see it in person.
Yep.
Yes, that's what April 26th. That starts through August 4th. And then the only other thing I had, and we're just kind of doing highlights just to kind of give you guys like kind of a overview of things. But we just had the Run Disney, right? We just had that one that happened this past weekend, but they already announced the Halloween run. So that goes on sale February 6th for, I think it's gold and platinum Run Disney members. And then February 13th is general. And that will be the weekend of September 5th through the 8th. 5K, 10K, half marathon, kids run, and yoga. So I think I'm going to get in on that one.
Oh, cool.
That one, but yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're kind of getting back to normal with those types of things, right? Those are fun, fun activities. So.
Yep. Yeah, I was riding the tram back on Saturday with somebody who did the Run Disney, and he was like, "Oh, you should do it. You should do it." And I'm like, I don't know. I could probably do a 10K. If I train just a little bit, I could probably do a 10K.
My friend Brittany, she actually was there with her family, and they did the run, and they had a blast, had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, didn't get to meet up in the park, but she got her medals and everything, and she had a lot of fun. So, and a lot of people enjoy it. So,
it's expensive though. I was Val, my adventure Val, right? She covers a lot of Knott's Berry Farm, but she did the half marathon at Disneyland. She did the Lego run too, which she really said was great. But kind of her feedback on the Disney one was it was the first year back, but she said it was a little disorganized and it is very pricey because I think it was $230 to do the half marathon. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're expensive. I mean, all the runs anywhere are expensive, but yeah, Disney is, of course,
super expensive.
Yeah. So you pay for that medal. You get a cool medal, but you're paying for it.
Yeah. I guess that's why everybody was walking around in the park with their medal.
Yeah.
I paid for it. You know how much I paid for this little thing?
Yeah, and some of them were wearing more than one, and some of them had medals from Walt Disney World's from the weekend before. So, yeah, there's some dedication right there. Wow.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, Brian Sevilla says, I can do 4K on my camera.
That is true. You can. I love that. Good sense of humor there, Brian. Okay. All right. Anything else for Disneyland that you guys want to talk about?
What else?
A minor thing, they're going to start adding music to fireworks in Galaxy's Edge. I'm curious what that's going to be like, because I don't think they're going to do the actual show's soundtrack. I think it's something separate, but I'm not sure about that. So
yeah, they really didn't say, but I agree. That's what it sounded like, and I'm interested to see what it's going to be like as well, because I love watching the fireworks from Galaxy's Edge, but yeah, it's a little quiet. I mean, you hear all the oohs and ahs, but it'd be great if they actually had some music to go along with it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It just sounds like, like a war zone happening when you're in
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge. Just 'cause it's explosions, and you're just like, what the heck? But
hey,
yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have
they're
some
probably going to have DJ Rex. Doot, 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 doot.
music. Yeah.
He'll be hosting the music for the fireworks.
Yeah.
Rachel asked a good question. Rachel asked, when is Avengers Ride coming to Disneyland? We're probably looking minimum 5 to 7 years out at this point, just because of how,
Probably.
I mean, it's going to be a massive ride. So it's not like they can just, quickly throw something together for it. So, and they haven't broken any ground at all. In fact, I think they've only shown one piece of concept art, which, has you wondering how much of this is even, past the drawing board stage. So I think we're minimum 5 to 7 years out for the Avengers e-ticket.
Yeah, for sure.
Paul said, I would think that in 2024, the DRR Freight Depot rebuild would be done at the NOS station. That's true.
We can hope.
Yeah.
It's been a
Cross our
while.
fingers, it's not like the treehouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, good point there, Paul.
Did we say April 5th? Brian says the music starts in Batu April 5th.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they had given a date. I wanted to say that it's going to be near when Star Wars
That's not too far off.
gets going. Yeah.
Brian says there's not enough pixie dust to get that right up next year.
No.
That's funny. It's too funny.
No,
Okay.
but here's an interesting thing. Since we're on that subject, real quick, let me pull up. Let me get to the tweet so I can read it properly.
There, you're back.
Oh,
what were you saying there? Theme park casual? Yeah, we can hear you.
If we're on the subject of the slow builds and what's coming up, I'm trying to find a tweet. Oh, I can't find it. But somebody pointed out that Los Angeles, Southern California, is getting, I think it's World Cup, Super Bowl, NBA All-Star Game, and then the Olympics, all from like 2026 to 2028. So with that kind of influx of tourism, you would think Disney would want to, hey, we've got this brand spanking new e-ticket somewhere. But I don't know if at this point they would be able to make any of those dates with an e-ticket.
Well, it depends on what the ride is, I guess, right? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, if they're going to just dupe another ride, they can maybe pull it off. But if it's the Avengers e-ticket, that's the only e-ticket that is technically, anywhere near, making a debut in the parks. Avatar has always been this nebulous thing. We have no idea what that is. So I don't know. But like I said, there's so much happening in those 2 to 3 years that for Disney to miss out on promoting something really big, it seems really a big miss.
Yeah, lost opportunity on that. Yeah. EJ's Adventure says, do you think The Simpsons will be coming to the park after 2028? I hope not.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the only park that it might be somewhat okay in would be Hollywood Studios.
yeah.
Even that, but even that, they've changed the whole makeup of the park that I don't even know if they would really fit there. It just, Simpsons and Disney just do not mesh well in my brain.
Yeah. It would be, yeah. I can't even
and that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of people that feel that way. I've heard a lot of people comment that it doesn't like Simpsons should be anywhere near a Disney park.
Yeah, no, that would be super forced. Like, how would you, just throw something in there? Change web slingers and make it the Simpsons ride. No, I'm kidding.
My feeling on the whole Simpson thing, like they have it at Universal Studios, it's cool seeing the little town there and whatnot. And the ride, is very gimmicky. I mean, it's just a rehash of the Back to the Future ride, and it's cool. But I'm just so tired of simulator rides and things like that. It's I don't want to see. I don't know. I just can't see Simpsons over at Disneyland either. So
yeah, they'll just collect the money off of the repeats on TV.
Yeah, let them keep them at other parks that are a little more different.
Yeah, no Simpsons except on Disney Plus, Little Roo.
Yep. All right. Anything else Disney related that we left out, forgot, missed?
Those are kind of the highlights that I have seen. There's a whole that's a whole nother segment about all the foods, because they've got tons of foods out right now. So those are always fun.
Is there anything that you would recommend to somebody that if they're going to the park soon, don't miss this food item? Or
gosh, has there been anything lately? Well, it's not really a new food, but everyone has to try the pretzel bread hack. And get that cheesy, garlicky pretzel bread, and then put the Bengal barbecue skewers in there.
That's a good idea. I feel bad.
I don't think I've heard the hack yet, but that's smart.
Well, when we were at Disneyland the other day, my dad wanted to get that, but he wanted to get it early in the afternoon and take it home. And I said, we'll wait and get it, later towards the end of the night. And then it closed before we could get there. So, Dad, I promise we'll get one this Sunday. But
Maurice's Treats is open till 8, I believe, still, unless they're closing earlier. So they have them, and then they have them at Edelweiss, which is I think 9 or 9:30.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, so, we went just after the fireworks, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? That's a great idea. Bengal barbecue. That sounds excellent.
Yeah, those are delicious. I tried the grape beignets last night.
Ooh, how are those?
I really liked them. I like grape though, so I was like, you have to like grape. But the beignets were super fresh and puffy, and did the shake, and the powdered sugar stuck to it. I don't know. It was like the perfect formula last night. But
Is it cold or hot? Is it cold or hot? The beignet.
They were warm, because it was very cold out. So by the time I brought them and sat down, they were still warm. So I was happy with.
And this is at the Mint Park. Okay.
And I think it goes with the huckleberry, right? They have the huckleberry mint julep right now. So
I did not know that. I need to try the huckleberry mint julep then. Oh, son of a gun! I may be doing that tomorrow night.
Anything berry sounds good to me.
How is it grape flavored? Is it like the sugar is grape flavored, or is there some sort of filling that they put, or a dip?
No, it's in this. It's on the outside. So it was a very pale kind of, not even lilac, because it was more the powdered sugar. So it was very faint, lilac-y color to it. So someone said, I forget who said it in the chat last night, they were like, oh, it's like powdered sugar and fun dip, grape fun dip or something.
Yeah, I just saw the chat go by. Somebody said something about fun dip. So yeah, that could be all it is.
Right? Kind of that sugar crystals that are grape flavored. But I thought it went very, very well together. So
sounds good.
For me.
Jen says, I'm just here for the yummy Disney stuff.
Ooh, the cookies too. Did you get to try the cookies, Jen? They have those chocolate chip cookies over at Harbor Galley. So you can get 6 or a baker's dozen.
Yeah, Mrs. Casual and Casual Junior tried it, and they said they were okay.
Were they hot?
Because it's they are warm.
Yeah.
but she did say that it looks like they either make them in batches, because when they ordered, the girl turned around to look and asked, "Do we have any of the cookies?" So be warned. I don't think they're even up on the menu. I think it's like a seasonal type of thing. They're maybe either trying it out or something. But yeah, she said they were okay. They weren't like, the greatest cookies ever, but a nice warm cookie is always good.
So we thought they tasted like, well, I do remember they came out for an After Dark event, and I can't remember which one now. So that's when they introduced them. And
Okay.
then now they've become like, I don't know if they're, going to be there permanently, but all of a sudden they were there at Harbor Galley. But they're super rich, very sweet, super rich. So I think I ate like 1.5, and I was like, I couldn't even, I tapped out. So I brought
Wow.
them home, and my husband has this bigger sweet tooth than I, and even he was like, oh yeah, those are like really rich. And he said they taste like Mrs. Fields.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I think they do. You know how
Right.
like you go to the mall and they're like these super sweet little
Mhm.
chocolate chip cookies, but that they kind of had that flavor, which could be right if they're making them in batches. It could very well be,
Yeah.
maybe a Mrs. Fields recipe. But yeah, those are tasty. And then we tried. They have the s'mores tart at Jolly Holiday. That was really good. It has like the graham cracker crust and then caramel, I think it's a ganache where there's the chocolate and then there's a roasted marshmallow on top. But definitely shareable. That was, that too was very,
Again,
very rich.
very rich.
Yeah. That one was tasty. And then we tried the cherry vanilla macaron. I liked it, but I brought half of it home and no one here liked it. So I would still say, because they have the raspberry one, which sells out, right? The one that's always there, the raspberry macaron. So I think I would, because it's $8 for that macaron, $7.99.
A
So
little expensive.
yeah, for that price, I would probably get something else. But yeah, tasty treats.
All right. Oh, yeah. Now I'm getting hungry. I want some ice cream. All right. So
one more thing. Can I tell you one more thing about food?
Sure.
Okay. So one thing I noticed was how usually Golden Horseshoe will close earlier, and then Stage Door Cafe stays open later till close or whatever. So I was trying to find my hot chocolate, and I'm like, oh, they have it there. But Golden Horseshoe was open until 11 last night. And then Stage Door Cafe closed early. But what they do have at Stage Door Cafe that I want to try is they have a Mr. Pibb Extra float.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new.
That's because I'm a Mr. Pibb fan.
I know. That's why I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of random and cool, Mr. Pibb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay,
Sounds
that's
good to
it.
Me. You sure? Kidding.
I know.
All right. Well, let's head on over to America's first theme park, and that is Knott's Berry Farm. Near and dear to all of our hearts, obviously. So first up for them, they actually have the Knott's Peanut Celebration coming, and it's coming in a couple weeks. It's actually January 27th through February 25th this year. And obviously, this is always the first event that kicks off the events at Knott's Berry Farm. Hello, let's get it right here. And they usually have different unique family events dedicated to celebrating everything that's peanuts, right? So guests can actually step into the pages of Charles M. Schutt's comic strips. They can visit the Peanuts characters as they take over the park. Obviously, they have different shows that are available that you can check out and see. So it's really, really cool. I think some of the other things they're going to have is a Snoopy's Legendary Rooftop Concert that's coming out on the Calico Mine Stage. They're going to have a Charlie Brown's Trivia Challenge at the Birdcage Theater, which actually sounds like it'd be kind of fun, a group thing to do. And then you can also meet Franklin at the town hall. And It's Your Life, Charlie Brown is going to be at the Calico Mine Stage. And this is it's basically Charlie Brown gets a surprise of his life, and he gets to be on a game show called It's Your Life. So there's music, fun, surprises, and of course it includes Snoopy. Why wouldn't it? They also have a Peanuts sketch school that they're going to be doing, which I think is pretty cool. So people will have the opportunity to go to the Birdcage Theater at the park, where they're going to offer experience for both young and old, where they can learn how to draw their favorite Peanuts character. So I think that will be kind of neat and something new for everyone. Of course, they've got Pigpen's Pig Pen at the livery stable. So you can stop by to see, everyone's favorite messy pal, and join in with the rest of the gang as he hosts special makeup with some of his animal friends that are there at the barn that they always have. They're also going to have the Peanuts Cowboy Jamboree at the Calico Park. So this time, Schroeder and Linus, they're on a Western escapade, and they're going to transform into cowboys, and they're going to kind of just roam the Calico Park. And of course, the boys are looking to challenge guests with some of the rootiest, tootiest games in Calico. So, yeah, so they got quite a few things that they're going to be doing there for the Peanuts Festival. So, which is nice. I we talk about this all the time. Knott's knows how to do entertainment, and know how to do shows, but it sounds like they're trying to do more and more for the family, which is nice, especially since Camp Snoopy is down, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, they're trying to make sure that there's a lot for everyone to do there in the park, and I think that's great.
Yeah, if it's the same show as last year, the rooftop concert, so much fun. It is an absolute adorable show. It's hilarious, and it's it spans a number of genres and generations. So everybody's loving it. Parents, kids, everybody, and it's like I said, it's so much fun.
Well,
I can't wait, and I plan to be there for opening day. So.
Well, they have the Jelly of the Month Club band that's going to be back, who was there last year, which is actually the same band as what do they call it again? I forgot. What was the other name they used during the summer?
Mike Dangerously or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mike Dangerous or Dangerously. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that is a good group. And the cool thing is, they actually pass out cards to the kids. So if they're interested in music, after the concert, they pass out the cards, and kids can go to the website and learn all about music and instruments and things like that. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, they're a band that's geared toward kids. So they present themselves in that fashion. So they're there for the kids, and they know how to get the kids into it. So
where's the rooftop concert? Where do they?
It's going to be at the Calico Month.
The main big stage just across from.
I thought it was really like the Beatles, like they were going to be up on the roof
somewhere.
No. Yeah, they're up on top of Berry Tales.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be that's the big show. The really big show.
Yep, that's the big show. The big show.
The really big show. That's right. Yeah, so that's great. And I think they always do a great job with the Peanut Celebration. I'm really glad that Knott's has that IP, and they've been able to really, do a good job of, just showing the shows, the characters, and incorporating them into the park. So really glad.
Yeah, and they're actually getting really good with the merchandise too.
Finally.
Well, the last couple. I'd say that at least the last year and a half, Knott's has really been stepping up with the merch. I'm really impressed with how they've done. They've made it their own. It's like if there's the Snoopy hoodies where you put it up and it's got the ears on the hoodie, or the Woodstock, it's like a big bright yellow hoodie, and you put it up and it's got the little mohawk. It's like, that is so perfect. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So. And then the everything that they had at Christmas time with the Santa Wampus, I love that they're leaning into that now. And just even the design quality of just their other shirts, like Ghost Town and Ghost Town Alive, Ghost Rider, It's just really well done.
Yep.
All the Alabrejas stuff. I want to get all. I still have to collect all my pins and everything, and I don't collect pins, but I want them. That's how well they're doing their merch.
Yep.
So what would typically come after me being a new pass holder? And I saw no shows for the holidays, so except for the carolers. They're the only thing that
You
I
didn't
saw.
see the Snoopy ice show?
What?
You didn't see the
Home
big
for the
Home for the
Holidays?
Holiday show on? Oh my gosh, Cordy!
What? The Christmas tree lighting at least?
No, I saw it
The
after it was lit.
the
Did you
sleigh
do the
bells
snow and
too?
glow where they have all the
Yes,
snow in Ghost Town?
I did take a shower.
Oh, okay.
And I
Corey's
did
best
ride the
year in
train.
2024.
I got robbed on the train, so I was really happy about that because I haven't done that since I was a kid, I think. So that was pretty
Okay.
But what typically will come after this? Because I know the Peanuts celebration is only going for like a month. So like, is there something that usually follows that?
I'm glad you asked because
Go ahead.
yes,
I think I know.
starting on March 8th through April 7th, you have Knott's Boysenberry Festival. Yeah, so
That's the big
and
one.
then that's the big one. And then they're going to do plus weekends until April 28th, like they did last year, which I think is great. So it's going to be every single day, March 8th through April 7th. And then after April 7th, it'll be just weekends until April 28th.
Okay.
So at least they're doing that. And oh man, Knott's Boysenberry Festival, let me tell you, that is the festival. I know that Disney has food festivals, SeaWorld has food festivals, you know, but when you go to Boysenberry Festival, I mean, look, there have been years where I didn't like all the food, but there's some amazing food they have there. I mean, they have, you know, the food and wine, obviously. You got different savory foods, and they're all with a boysenberry twist, right? So it could be, you know, and these Norm, but you know, the boysenberry meatballs, or you've got the, you know, they did the boysenberry quesadillas one year, which was not my favorite. They have all sorts of things that you could want. There's a boysenberry, you know, sausage with boysenberry, you know, mustard on it. So there's some really, really neat things, and that's just some of the foods. They've got all sorts of desserts, drinks. I mean, you name it. They just have a ton of stuff to try. Craft beers, wine.
I
what
want
am I
that wine, by the way, that boysenberry wine.
I have a case of that out in the garage.
I thought about it ever since I had it. Like, I gotta get
Well, you know what's interesting is when they first started selling it there, I was like, "Oh, you guys sell it here?" And they're like, "Oh no, we don't sell it here. You have to order it from, you know, the website from where we get it from, which is called Honeywood in Oregon." And so I said, "Okay, fine." So I ordered, you know, I think I ordered like a case and a half or something like that. And then the next year, I was like, "Oh, you guys have it?" No. And I had plenty enough. And then the following year, I ordered another case. And then last year, they finally were starting to sell it, and it's expensive at the park. So it's actually cheaper if you go to the website and have it shipped to you. Still expensive, and it's cheaper to buy a case, but yeah, it's a lot more expensive. I think they were selling it for like, oh geez, it was something like 20. I'm gonna say it was like $24 or something like that for a bottle of wine, and you can buy it from the website for like, you know, $9.99. So
wow, yeah, that is a big difference.
big difference. Yeah. But I mean, they've got, you know, last year, Casual and I, we were there, and they had some really good craft beers. I love the boysenberry wheat ale. That was a really good beer to try. But that's the great thing about this place. I mean, they always have some really neat things to try and eat. Now, there were a few caveats to last year, and I'm sure Casual will, you know, tell us about that, because you know, if you buy the card, which is great to buy, obviously your portions are different. And then what was the other thing, Casual, about the food with the card?
It's the pricing on the items is where I don't like what they're doing. Basically, they add, what they used to do is it was the lanyard was for food items, and then they had a separate one if you wanted beer and wine tasting. Well, now, because there's so many different drinks that they want to do, they add the drinks into the lanyard. But what that does is that means now that the individual cost per tab on the lanyard or per scan, however they do it, the price has gone up because they have to balance out for those drinks, because the drinks are like $16, $18 each. So then what that means is on some of the like dessert items, it'll be, like little boysenberry bar. It'll be a $10, a la carte item, or you use a tab. And it's like, okay, that's not worth it. If people are doing these kind of things, they're losing money by getting the lanyard. So the one thing I always recommend is find out all the items that you want to try, and then see if those add up to where it's better to get the lanyard or go a la carte.
Yeah, similar to our.
That's the only thing I don't like, is that it's starting to get to where it's almost like deceptive advertising, even though it's not really deceptive. It's like if you're not doing your homework and checking things first, you could end up basically losing money by buying the lanyard, even though you think, oh, well, I'm getting, whatever. No, you're actually, you have to, basically break down the cost per tab on the lanyard or per item, and then see, are the items that I want, in that range to where it would balance out and, actually save me a little bit of money.
Yeah,
but if you're doing the drinks, if you're doing the bigger drinks, you're going to be saving money.
I'll
tell you that.
Brian says, that's okay. Ice cream sandwiches. Woo! Oh, and the beignet. You know what? I had a love-hate relationship with those last year, because they were okay. They weren't great. They weren't like Disneyland beignets. They were different.
Well, I think the part that disappointed me was I really wanted a good, strong boysenberry flavor, and it was a very slight flavor, which because in some instances that's good. But, when it's, hey, I want boysenberry beignet, it's like you want a nice little blast of boysenberry.
Yeah, not some powdered sugar stuff on top.
Yeah.
G-Man says a purple cow, vanilla ice cream drizzles with boysenberry liquor. I've never heard of that. That sounds good, though. Yeah. Okay. Maybe they should add that. I would go for that.
Brian is saying that his beignets were really good, so maybe maybe he got the good batch and our batch wasn't quite up to snuff. Maybe that's all it is.
Yeah.
But I've also got Slim Devin telling me that the churros at Churro Factory aren't the best he's ever had.
I don't like the churros. I do not like the churros.
Oh my God! Did you get a nice fresh one?
It seemed like it was was it during Scary? What was it? Yeah, because it was like they had the boysenberry and then another one, where you could have like the sauce. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you, and Casual has seen this, but I love getting the churro sundae without the churro. And I don't know what it was, but the last couple times I've had the churro, not so great. So I decided I'm just going to sans the churro and ask for extra boysenberry topping, which I've done.
Oh man, I have not had a bad churro. I mean, I've had ones that aren't as good as the best ones that I've had, but I've never had a bad churro there.
But the funnel cake, I will say, I'm not a funnel cake fan. Those are humongous and very, very good.
That's the problem with the funnel cake for me. It's like I'm not often there with enough people to warrant a full funnel cake, so I very rarely get to try them.
Let's see. So, they haven't announced anything as far as like any entertainment for the Boysenberry Festival. But really the food and the drinks and the desserts are really the star of the show. But I'm really glad they're going to keep doing that. And it just so happens that it's going to fall my 1-year anniversary as a YouTube streamer. So I kind of mentioned it in my chat, but I'm kind of hoping to maybe do a, maybe a get together with everyone at Knott's Berry Farm the weekend of my anniversary. Unfortunately, my anniversary, because of leap year, falls on a Monday instead of a Sunday. So maybe we'll celebrate, a day or two early on the weekend. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And that's where I did my first live stream, which I will never forget because it was crazy. All right. So after the Boysenberry Festival, the next thing we have is Ghost Town Alive. And this is select days, June 14th through September 2nd. Oh, sorry. I got to go back. Before that, there is something that's going to happen, and I need to share that with you. And that is Camp Snoopy is closed right now, and they're refurbishing it and redoing it. And this is the second time they've actually done it since Camp Snoopy opened, and it'll be opening up Memorial Day weekend in 2024. So
Camp
that
Snoopy
is
completely closed?
Camp Snoopy is completely closed.
Really? I didn't know they were going to completely close. I thought they were going to keep some rides open.
Nope, they were.
Oh, wow.
My understanding is they were closing it. In fact, here, let me look up real quick and just Google this thing real.
Because didn't they like take down the little Ferris wheel or something, right? Like that's
Yeah,
gone.
the Ferris wheel's
gone. The little beep, 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 trucks, those are gone.
Yeah, by the way,
they better put those horns back on the off-road buggies. They better put those horns back.
Yeah, I know that ride, the Rocky Mountain Trucking Company, won't be the same without it, right? So, well, so I guess they haven't. Guests had until January 7th to ride the Huff and Puff. Sorry, I thought that was staying, but it's going away. High Sierra Ferris Wheel, which is going away, and the Rocky Mountain Trucking Company. Those are all going away, and they've already taken away the roller coaster that was there and replacing that, and they took away the school bus, and so that's gone as well. But I thought they were actually closing down, and they might have it open so you can walk through, but I thought they were closing down most of the rides and attractions there. So
yeah,
something else doesn't. But I do want to share with you what some of the things are. And for those of you who were on my live stream the last night that they had Camp Snoopy open before they closed those rides. This will be a kind of a repeat for you, but it'll be cool. So let me share my screen with you guys. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Where'd that go? Oh, where did that go? Sorry, everyone. I was looking for my document, but it's not showing up on here. Oh, here we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, give me one more moment and I should be there. And there we go. Okay. So these are some of the things they're going to be doing with Camp Snoopy. So this first one is going to be Snoopy's Tender Paw Twister Coaster. And obviously these are all concept images that we're sharing from Knott's, but this basically shows you what it's going to look like. Actually, see if I can make it a little bit bigger. No, not really. It's going to show you what it kind of look like. This is a family coaster, so it'll be the second family coaster they actually have in the park besides Sierra Sidewinder. And the one thing that I mentioned on my stream before is that Knott's, really, I guess, polled everyone to see what is it they want out of the new Camp Snoopy. And a lot of the people said, hey, we want to be able to go on the rides with our kids and have fun with them. So they're trying to do things that incorporate the family having fun together in the park. So this is another family coaster that they're going to be sharing or doing. So I think that's pretty cool. And is
that not the most adorable front car on a coaster you've ever seen?
Yeah, that is cool.
Because
I know it removes, the actual seating in the front car, but that is just adorable. I love it.
Well, I think it's kind of cool too.
This is all supposed to open, you said Memorial Day weekend?
Yep, Memorial Day weekend is when it's going to open.
So are these brand new tracks, or is this one that, okay.
Yep. This is a completely brand new.
So
wow, that's like.
Yeah, so this area right here, it's been closed for actually I want to say a few months now. They actually put down the other coaster, and where the school bus and the coaster were, they actually tore all that down. They put up boards, and they're building this new roller coaster right now.
Yeah, yep. I've heard they've already closed the restrooms that were over on that side as well.
Yeah, they did. And the next thing you've got is, it says Camp Swing here, but I believe it's actually what's it called? Sally's right. Hold on, let me see here. Sorry. Sally Swing Along. That's what it's called. So this is going to be a swing, and this is going to replace the Ferris wheel. So the Ferris wheel that was over against the wall, that, as you go to the top, you can see, the claim jumper on one side and, Camp Snoopy on the other. It doesn't look like you're going to be going over the fence anymore. It only goes about 10 feet up in the air, back and forth, but there's seats on both sides. So there's seats for everyone to ride together, adults and kids. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, it's something new that's going to take, actually, this is kind of taking the place of that Woodstock's airmail, the one that went up and then kind of bounced down. But now they're going to have a swing instead. So, but it's going to be over where the Ferris wheel was. So I think that's going to be really nice, because it's going to be by Pigpen's Mud Buggies. And then this is going to be a really nice, they're going to build a like a patio seating area that's right above the waterfall. So to the right there is the restaurant that you can go and get food at and drinks and whatnot. But the cool thing is they're going to have this nice patio seating area, and it looks like it's going to be two-tiered, so that you can overlook the waterfall and have a nice lunch. And they're just adding more places to sit and eat. That restaurant gets really packed, and there's not a lot of room, and there's not going to be a ton of room here, but it's going to open up, at least 6 to 10 tables, hopefully, so that other people can sit and eat and have fun. And it's a nice area. I mean, I love going across that water bridge that's down below that you can't see here. It's always fun to walk across. It's the same type of bridge they have, the pontoon bridge over in Disneyland on Tom Sawyer's Island or Pirates Island. But it's really, really cool. And I think it's nice that they're actually building this area. It's a area that they're utilizing the space. That's what they're doing. And I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like that area. It's really nice, just because there's water, right? They always have it decorated with something, even if it's Snoopy. I like that little Snoopy and Charlie Brown fishing. That's always in that spot. Yeah, I like that area.
Yep. Well, and it's right next to the theme park casual Zen area.
I was going to say, it's right near my favorite spot for theme parks in.
Exactly. And then the last thing to share with you is the Camp Snoopy Theater. So this is going to be right next, or same place as where the theater is now. The nice thing about this, though, is that it's going to be covered. The current one is an open air one, and it has some tarps up above. But this is actually going to be fully covered. And then for the seats, they're going to have wood logs that are cut in half that you'll be able to sit on. And I think that's going to be really, really nice. And it's going to be bigger than the previous theater that they had. Mm-hmm. So this will be nice. They usually have some really cute shows, peanut shows that they put on every single year, especially during the peanut celebration. Obviously, they're not going to do anything there this year, I don't think, but because they've already corded it off. But yeah, it's going to be nice once we get this new Camp Snoopy theater. And the other thing about Camp Snoopy is that the whole reimagining is, what would the Peanuts gang do in Camp Snoopy? And so supposedly you're going to be able to interact with the characters and see what they would do while they're in the park. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, everything Knott's has been doing the last few years has been extremely well done. When they redid the Prop Shop Pizzeria with a reimagining of Fiesta Village, I'm really excited to see the reimagined Camp Snoopy, because everything they've done has been top notch. It's been a home run each time, so I can't imagine that this would be any different.
Yep. All right. And then after, oops, what do we do there? Let's remove that for now. I'm not sure what happened to our screen there. There we go. Let's go back. Let's go to that one. That looks good. So next we have Ghost Town Alive. That's going to be select days June 14th through September 2nd. So this will go right through to Labor Day weekend. And Ghost Town Alive is pretty cool because Ghost Town is pretty much dead during the year, but they actually bring it back every summer, complete with bandits and cowboys and robberies and judges and good old Western hoedowns. All the characters get into their characters per se, and they all have different things that they're trying to do, and they might send you on a quest or whatnot. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, I remember last year, Ariel and I went into the saloon to have some dessert, and one of the actors came upstairs and he's like, "Oh, you guys going to go to the hoedown tonight at 4:30? It's a big celebration. It's Calico Day and whatnot." And oh yeah, we're going to be there. And he just acted out the part, and then he just had a lot of fun. He's like, "Oh, you guys want to drink?" He acted like he was going to go down and get us a drink. It was just a lot of fun. But it's the fact that you get to experience this authentic Western adventure, and you kind of get to become part of the star of the show there at Ghost Town Alive, because characters really get you involved, and I think that's really, really cool. And of course, you get to learn about it's Founders Day is what they actually call it. You get to learn about Founders Day and how Calico came to be, and you get to become an honorary citizen of Calico. So they have different tasks and activities. Just a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the Ghost Town Alive concept is kind of what Disney was supposed to be doing in Galaxy's Edge, where there was going to be a lot of interaction, and throughout the day you would have a storyline that's flowing, and you can kind of hang out there for as long as you want and be as much of a part of it as you want. And unfortunately, that never materialized. I think it was partially because of Galactic Star Cruiser. They wanted to keep that sort of thing exclusive to that, to try to make Star Cruiser a little bit more unique and special, but it just never took off. Galaxy's Edge never did what it was supposed to do, and that's a shame, because it's not my thing to get into the role playing and the little thing that they've got with Ghost Town Alive. Watching it happen is a ton of fun. To see the kids running around, to see how the actors interact with the crowd and how they get them into it, and all the stuff that they have them doing, and it's hilarious. And then the big hoedown at the end, everybody dancing through Calico Square. It's amazing how they can pull it off day in and day out. And actors are so good at it that they're able to keep, like you said, they keep in character the whole day. And they'll remember kids throughout the day, and they'll talk to them, and they'll all this stuff. And it's really something else. Like I said, it's not necessarily my thing, but watching it happen, you realize how much fun it is. And it's a shame that, like I said, that was kind of what Disney was trying to do with Galaxy's Edge, but for whatever reason, they weren't able to pull it off. Knott's knocked it out of the park.
And narrative
yes,
Disney
try
that in Frontierland. So, but
yeah, I don't know why
they
weren't able to do it for Galaxy's Edge the way they had planned. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know either. It would be great if they could actually do that, because I think that the whole concept of Galaxy's Edge was exactly like Ghost Town Alive. But if Knott's can do it, why can't Disney do it? It just, to me, it's a lost opportunity, and I wish they would try to do something to make up for it.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't know if it's the kind of thing where Disney has to be more careful, and they can't give their actors complete run, with some boundaries. I don't know, because that to me is what it feels like. It feels like Disney won't allow the actors to do what they do best, just because there could be when stuff like that, you almost have to be able to ride the edge, of family friendly, but also that, wink at the adults kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something to do with it. It's just kind of that, I don't know. I mean, in Galaxy's Edge, you think you could still keep it somewhat scripted, you know what I mean? Like, I I don't know. Yeah, that's too bad because it's like I don't spend as much time in Galaxy's Edge as I used to because I was always like, okay, let's see what's going to happen, and nothing really really did. And the characters that are out, you're like, okay, I don't need to see, I love Grogu, but I don't need to see him every time I go.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Were you able to go to Ghost Town Alive last year, Cordy?
No, because I went. The only time I went last year was one day for Boysenberry Festival, the opening day, and then I went, and then Halloween. So this will be my first year of like being able to see everything.
That's right. You didn't get your pass until after summer, right?
Because that's when I wanted it. Because I was watching your streams, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be there for the Summer Nights events. That was so fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a hangout at Summer Nights this year.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And I think it'd be neat if we could get as many people from our channels as possible to go and have a great time. A little hangout there at Summer Festival. And so so the same time, actually, I didn't bring that up, but let me bring it up real quick. Should be at the exact same time as so actually it's June 14th through September 2nd that they're doing it's the same time. So it's Not Summer Nights. So with Not Summer Nights, it's pretty awesome. After the sun goes down, that's when the nighttime summer party begins, and they offer exciting ways to enjoy the nighttime festivities. So they've got live music, and let me tell you, they have a ton of live music, unique summer food offerings. They have Instagram photo opportunities, interactive experiences, family-friendly games. It's just a really fun night for you and your family to remember. And let me tell you, Theme Park Casual took advantage of that, and he really did a great job of going out and showing Not Summer Nights and all the bands and whatnot, and he was having a lot of fun. So
oh man, it was spectacular last year. I mean, and I always keep saying it wasn't even just the fact that they had so much entertainment that you couldn't see it all in one night. It was that if you went back, if you went on Wednesday and you went back on Friday, it was probably a completely different lineup of bands the whole night. And you just don't find that anywhere. I mean, Disneyland, you're going to see the same thing night after night after night after night, which, they're all spectacular, talents. But when you go to Knott's, it's like, okay, I went on Wednesday and I saw 90s rock show and, the Cuban band over in Fiesta Village. And then it was the Suffragettes on the main stage. Well, I go Friday and now it's Thomasine on the main stage, and I've got a swing band over in Calico Square, and then it's another cumbia band over in Fiesta Village this time. It's like it's completely different.
Yeah,
and that was what was making it so much fun. Is let's go see what we got tonight. We're going to go watch this one, and I was having a blast. I love to just listen to music, and live music is so amazing, and these people were all so talented. It wasn't like you were like watching going they're okay. It was all of them were just everybody was like, man, these guys are good. Oh man, she sings great. Oh, this is amazing. I think half the fun I was having was just watching everybody in the chat talk about what was going on.
Yeah, well, even Mermaid Plant says, I caught your lives, those performances look great. So
yeah,
but yeah, you're right,
it was a blast.
Yep. Brian says you can send your grandma to Fiesta Village while you rock out and get dance on between two stages. Yeah, there's so much to do though, and that's the great thing. Of course.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I said, you can't watch it all because then you also have Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies in the wagon camp, and then over at Boardwalk Barbecue, you've got the duo doing the classic 50s and 60s style music. And then over at Fireman's Barbecue, you got the bluegrass duo. So it's like you've got so many different places to go watch music like I said, you can't catch them all in one
Mhm.
night. It's amazing.
Well, we were catching it or watching it with the guys from Orange Grove 55, and they were having a blast. We were having a blast.
Hmm.
And it's so funny because Ariel, she went with us too, and she loves Crazy Kirk and the Hillbilly. She wants to go see every single show that they perform, and I think she just gets a kick out of, especially towards the end of the concert. He'll put those fake teeth in. And he's like, you know, and she copies him and she'll wave to him and stuff like that. So we
Hmm.
actually watched. Oh my gosh, we've probably seen Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies a bunch of times during Knott's Merry Farm, and of course on New Year's Eve. But yeah, great bands, a lot of fun to watch, and it's just neat. Yeah. So Neurodiv Disney says the Hillbillies are still there. They are. They are still there. And I think it's always funny because they're like, when we were working at that other park, we like it better over here.
Yeah. And yeah, Brian Sevilla said, what sucks about the summer nights? That the night goes by so fast. And it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, you're just going from one stage to the next, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock already, and we got to get going.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I wish Knott's would do. I wish they'd stay open a little bit later. Maybe to at least till 11 or maybe even 12 some night. During the summers. That would be great if they could do that, but they never do. They always close around 10. So
Yeah. Although I got to give it to them, the week after Christmas this year, they kept extending the park hours at least till 11. They
oh,
were scheduled to
they
close at 10
did.
every night, and they would extend it to 11. And I think they did that the entire week because it was so crowded. So I'm hoping that that's going to be kind of the way the summer goes, that they're just so jammed that it's like we have to be open another hour.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Mhm.
Brian says if we could just get the Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be funny. We got Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies and the Country Bear Jamboree.
That would be it.
That's funny. Yep, exactly. Okay, so after summer nights ends and Ghost Town Live ends on September 2nd, that's when they're going to kick in. They haven't announced the dates yet for Knott's Scary Farm, but obviously that's coming. And then, of course, right after that, they always do Knott's Merry Farm. So
Yeah.
Knott's they have a lot of great events every single year. So just to kind of recap, they got the Peanut Celebration, the Boysenberry Festival, Camp Snoopy reopening, Memorial Weekend 2024. And they've got the Ghost Town Alive as well as the Not Summer Nights, and then Not Scary Farm and Not Merry Farm. So with all those different events, they do an excellent job. The only thing I haven't heard, obviously they're redoing Camp Snoopy, so those are the rides are reopening, but they haven't announced any major ride in a while. So it'd be interesting to see if they do that for 2025.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's even any, underlying buzz that's, possible stuff coming in, but haven't heard anything.
Yep. Okay. So next, let's talk about SeaWorld. We don't talk about SeaWorld very, very often, but they actually have a bunch of events and things that are happening this coming year. So SeaWorld has a look inside. It's weekends, January 13th through the 21st, which is happening right now. You can meet the SeaWorld team and hear their personal stories about caring for the animals there and their SeaWorld rescue. And then come January 27th through February 25th, SeaWorld has Mardi Gras every year. So grab your beads and you can celebrate in the New Orleans style carnival event that they have. They've got live music, extravagant costumes. They've got the Mardi Gras infused Creole and Cajun foods. So that's always a fun favorite. They also do their SeaWorld Seven Seas Food Festival. That's March 1st through April 28th. So you can sip and savor all the different foods that they have. It's from foods from around the world. So it's international flavors is what they're doing. But they also have craft beers and wines. And of course, they do have some live musical performances, during that time as well. Then they're going to have Viva la Musica, and that's returning in 2024. They haven't said exactly when, what the dates are for that, but you can experience. It's a festive, family-friendly Latin celebration in a new way as you dance to the hottest music, sample fiery flavors, and much more. It says. And then with the SeaWorld Summer Spectacular, that's coming back. It's funny because Theme Park Casual and I got to experience this last year, and it was kind of interesting. Their fireworks show was about 4 minutes long. It was very quick.
Yeah.
They did have a cute little parade. Their entertainment is not on par with Knott's or with Disneyland, and their production value is not as big as Disneyland Knott's Berry Farm, but they did have some cute little things of live entertainment. They do have foods and drinks, the fireworks, and then of course the little parade. And then right after that, they're going to have their SeaWorld Spooktacular. At the same time, they're going to have a SeaWorld Hollow Scream. The Spooktacular is kind of like Camp Spooky, with Snoopy. So they have candy, costumes, plenty of trick-or-treating areas for the kids. It's great, and the kids can dress up. And then for Hollow Scream, it's returning back in 2024. It says there's a new terror in town with a killer smile. Brave terror after dark as haunted houses, scare zones, monsters, coasters, and more take over. There's no dates for this event either, but I'm sure it'll be happening, September. Actually, last year, I want to say they started in the very end of September and went through October. I will tell you though, so we went live, had the opportunity to see our live stream on my channel. They have 5 mazes and 5 scare zones. Scare zones could be a little bit better. It's very tame compared to Not Scary Farm and Disney's Oogie Boogie event, but good, but not great. I'm interested to go back again to see what it's like. I'm a Platinum Pass holder, so they usually give us free tickets every year to go to that event, and we went for the first time, and we actually took my daughter, and she enjoyed it, so she wants to go back this year, so we probably will. And then they're going to have Dia de los Muertos, and they're going to bring together the flavors and sounds of this family-centric Mexican tradition. And then, of course, they're going to have their SeaWorld Christmas celebration, where holiday traditions are made with delicious foods, stunning live shows, delightful holiday shopping, and joyous entertainment. They do have one attraction opening this year, and I wanted to share that with you real quick. So let me bring this back up, and I can't remember if this is next. Yes, that's it. So this is their new attraction. And so the crazy thing is, SeaWorld has been coming out with new attractions at their theme parks every single year. In fact, Florida seems to be getting a ton. They got Icebreaker 2 years ago. They got Pipeline, the surf coaster last year. This year, they're getting Penguin Trek, which is another coaster, which is going to be really, really cool on snowmobiles. Kind of similar to what they did with Arctic Rescue. Yeah. But let's see. Oh, and then in SeaWorld San Antonio, they're going to have Catapult Falls, which is a water ride. We're not getting a water ride. In fact, we're not getting a ride at all. We're getting Jewels of the Sea, the jellyfish experience at SeaWorld San Diego. So basically, it's a experience that's going to be interactive and educational, and you'll be able to explore the ocean. It's an immersive experience that will make guests feel that they're part of the colorful underwater experience that the jellyfish call home. They're going to have aquariums. They're going to have some of the tallest pillar aquariums I think there are around, which is kind of cool. And it's going to have 3 distinctly themed galleries. It's not the cylinder. They're called cylinders. So tallest jellyfish cylinders in the world. So they're going to be, there's also going to be an 18-foot tall jellyfish habitat and a 10-foot tall living arch of jellyfish that guests can walk under. And then guests will also have the opportunity to upgrade their jellyfish experience with a behind-the-scenes, hands-on tour for an additional fee. I don't know if I want to do a hands-on tour of jellyfish.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, hands-on turtle jellyfish. Don't those things like sting?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Other than poking them on the top, I guess that'd probably be it. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. So I'm sure it's when they say hands on, maybe you get to touch the top of them, like Dory does in the Finding Nemo submarines. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. The only thing is, it's like I was kind of hoping they would come out with some sort of new, ride. And again, SeaWorld is obviously mostly all about the animals, but it'd be kind of cool to have some other new attractions. They don't have very many rides and attractions there at the park.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that new attraction?
It looks cool.
Yeah, I think
sure visually it'll look nice, but I don't know how much of a draw that is.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to see. It looks great concept wise here. Obviously, we'll wait to see what the execution is once they roll it out. But with
I will say this though, I am happy to see SeaWorld sticking to these kinds of exhibits, because they could just do the just basically say forget it. We're done with this whole sea life thing, and we're just going to do ocean themed coasters instead, and just try to go up against the other parks. So for them to do something like this, it's actually kind of refreshing. Even though it's not going to be a big draw the way a coaster would be, it's nice to see them sticking to their roots and not abandoning the sea life aspect of what made their parks special.
True. Sorry, I shouldn't discount that, because I'm all, give me a coaster. When you see SeaWorld or Orlando, and they're getting all these new coasters and rides, I'm like, hey, I want to get a new coaster and ride.
Well, I've got to say, when we went on Arctic Rescue, I was so impressed with the coaster itself. I was disappointed that they didn't give it as much theming as it deserved. I mean, that coaster is a spectacular little coaster, but obviously they don't have the budget. But if they could have made that, theming on the level of Thunder Mountain, that coaster would be like one of the top coasters, on the West Coast. Easily.
I agree. Well, one of the things they've done since you were there is they've added quite a few trees around the coaster, and it's given it a little bit more theming, and it looks a little bit better. But I agree. I think that I was hoping to see like hills, whether or not the hills look like they had real snow or not, just to have some sort of hills, or maybe like a little cave you go through instead of just a Arctic bunker or something, and that would have been cool. But they did add a lot of trees, and they added some I guess it's like on the fence they put some graphics of like trees, so it makes it look like you're kind of like in a foresty area. So they're trying to give it some sort of theming, but I think once those trees grow up and out, they'll be a lot better. But yeah, they could do with a little more theming. But that's the thing, they're not really known for their theming there with the rides. They do it for the attractions, which is great, which I would hope they would do, with the animals and for the animals. But the attractions are kind of just, we just got a new coaster. There it is out there. It's out in the parking lot. So, or where the old parking lot used to be. But I do think this will be cool. I guess, and I'm not trying to make, lie to this, but it seems like jellies are very easy to do for aquariums, right? Which is great. But it's like, I mean, they do have bats and rays, and they've got flamingos, and they've got, other, things. It was kind of like, and they've got turtles and the sharks, and well, I said the sharks already, but it's kind of like, we're doing jellies, and jellies are cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they're really awesome, but same time, you see a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, were you waving, Cordy?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. I'm like, what's she waving at? Hi. Okay. So moving on, let's talk about Universal. So interesting. I was trying to look up to see what they have, what's happening, and all I got was Super Nintendo World, meet your new adventure packed Visa card, and try Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen. I'm like, that's it. I mean, obviously they do have, their Christmas and event there, and they have their Halloween events, which are big every single year, but really didn't find anything for events. They don't do a whole lot of, food or sip and savor type things at Universal. They mainly have their Halloween Horror Nights, and then obviously their Grinchmas. And both of those events are very, very cool. I love the drone show that they have in the Harry Potter world, which is really, really cool. So they don't really have anything other than Super Nintendo World, which just opened up last year. However, they do have a new roller coaster they're working on. Now the rumor is, and it's just a rumor, that it's going to open in 2024, and I think it will this summer. Based on some of the pictures I've seen, I'm going to share with you right now. But this is the new Fast and Furious Drift Coaster. So that's the name that they're kind of giving it right now. It was called the Hollywood Drift Coaster, but now it's just the Drift Coaster. And this is just a layout of what the ride looks like. Now, the interesting thing is this is actually being built on the side of the hill, and they tore down the special effects show and they tore down the Pets Stadium show to build this ride. A lot of people were hoping it was going to be like a Velocicoaster, Jurassic World ride, and it's going to be the same type of roller coaster. It's just going to be themed after the Fast and the Furious. And then what they're going to do is they're going to tear down Fast and the Furious Supercharged for the tram ride, and they're going to be building the new Harry Potter world down below. And that's why they're getting rid of that Fast and the Furious ride tram thing, which I'm fine with, because I mean, I love King Kong 360. That's awesome. I don't think you need the Fast and the Furious one. That one is kind of mediocre to me. But this roller coaster looks pretty darn amazing. So this is a concept art, and I know it's really hard to see, but this is what it looks like at night that Universal just provided to everyone. And it kind of shows where it kind of goes up and around and underneath the escalator that goes all the way down to the bottom lot or lower lot. And then this is a recent site of the construction that you can see here. So it's being built on the side of the hill. As you can see, it's actually going to go all the way down towards Jurassic World and then come back up. And the building is starting to come together, as you can see, and they're getting the foundation, pretty much done. So it looks like it's really starting to come together. I know that some of the other channels out there, like Theme Park Obsession, just did one like 5 days ago, kind of showing some of the construction. You can go, to his channel and check it out if you want. But basically, he outlines and shows some of the, some of the stuff that's a little more than this picture, because I think this picture was taken the beginning of January, and the other video shows a lot more. This is and this is from parkfans.net, but this actually shows you what the roller coaster is going to look like on top of the which it's going to be. So you can see that it's actually going to on the far right, it's got the station area. It's going to launch, it's going to take off and go and do like that circle 8, and then it's going to go down, and it's going to go up and down, then it's going to go upside down and come back in a straight line all the way to the top, and it races to the top. It's going to do a loop again that goes around the escalator, and then it's so again, there have been talks originally everyone thought, oh, it's going to open in 2025, but the rumors that have been going around are saying that no, it's supposed to open up in 2024. So I'm crossing my fingers that that's the case, and that's going to be their new main ride and attraction. And the nice thing about this is that it's not a screen ride. We've got
Exactly.
You got the Simpsons ride, it's a screen ride. You got the Transformers, a screen ride. You got the Minions ride, it's a screen ride. And if you count the Kung Fu Panda theater seat ride, I mean they have too many ride simulations. So it's nice to see that they're doing another roller coaster here.
So does it really go around? Steve Hall said around the escalator. That's crazy.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, right there. You see where it says parkfans.net at the top? Yeah, it does a loop. It's going right around, and yep, it's absolutely going to go right around the escalator, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's a neat idea. They're limited on space, obviously, in that park. They have a lot of land, but a lot of it's used with studios and whatnot, and so the upper lot doesn't have a whole lot. So the fact that they're using the upper lot and part of the lower lot to make this roller coaster is really, really cool.
Yeah, I actually got to go to Universal for the very first time this last Thursday, and I was very impressed with many of the attractions. The Jurassic World, the boat ride, those animatronics are insane huge, and they're like right above you. And I was just thinking, I was like, Disney doesn't do anything like that, where the animatronics are like, towering over you like that. And then the Harry Potter ride, oh my God, I could not believe it. I had never watched any ride footage of that on purpose. I did not want to have it spoiled, even though I never knew when I was going to get to ride it. I am so glad, because oh my God, I have never been on edge on a ride like that before. I was like constantly nervous about jump scares. What the heck am I going to see next? And oh my God, this feels like it's like inches away from me. It was just so crazy intense. So this obviously is just going to be, it's a coaster, so it's not going to have any of the special effects the way the indoor attractions have. But I don't know what, they may have something that I'm not aware of. But all I can say is I'm glad they're getting rid of the supercharged thing from the tram. That was just cringe. I mean, I almost I almost fell out of the tram. It was so cringy. I was just like, oh my God, I can't stand this. Get me out.
You didn't like the party in the beginning?
I swear, man, they should just take a poll. Okay, does anybody really want to do this, or should we just like drive right on through it without even watching anything? Because it was so bad. It was so bad. God awful.
Mr. John Green says, I can't wait for this coaster. I love Universal as a whole, but this is going to be a game changer for the park. At least a 4-hour waits daily for a long time. I hope it's not 4 hours. Ugh, that would be terrible. Well, I don't know if you could see it, but it looks like there are 2 sides for the coaster to go on. And then, there's a side for the maintenance area. So it looks like they might be loading 2 stations. And if they do, that will really, really help.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They need to make sure that they've got the capacity to be able to pull people through as quick as possible. And yes, Roto Commission, I need to go on Secret Life of Pets. I was so bummed that I missed that one.
Yeah, it's I think that's the only real dark ride that they have, and it's cute. I like it. It's interesting. It's fun to go on, but hopefully next time you'll be able to experience it. But you were racing to go from Minions to the tram so you could catch that, and
I know.
You barely made it. But I'm glad you got to go on the tram, and it was great that you were able to show that on your channel. So
yeah.
So, Universal. I'll tell you, I used to be annual pass holder. I gave it up the year before they opened up Super Mario World, and I thought, well, I'll just wait until next year when they open it up. And then they opened it up, and I decided not to get it. They kind of raised the prices, and they're still reasonable compared to Disneyland, obviously. But I don't know. It's a little bit of a drive. I know for you, theme park casual, it's probably like probably an hour and a half.
It's almost at least hour and a half, probably closer to 2 hours for me to get there.
Oh yeah. And then for Cordy and I, it's good, hour to drive up there, about give or take, depending on traffic. So it's close, but not close, and I would love to, get passes again and go, but it's funny because I have passed the SeaWorld, and SeaWorld's even further, but SeaWorld's a little bit different because it's more of, you've got animals and attractions type thing, so it's not just like another theme park. And then I get it, this is a movie studio, But I must have gone on the tram ride, I don't know, hundreds of times in my lifetime, and it's always great. Don't get me wrong, but I just, for the drive, I think it's just a long ways to go. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
plus, it's not as easy. Well, you're doing a pretty good job of streaming, but there's a lot of rides you can't stream on. There's some you can. So, but all right, I think with that we have the last park here in Southern California that we can cover real quick, and that is Six Flags Magic Mountain. And so this year, they always have their events that happen, such as they have the oh, I can't even think of it. And actually, I didn't bring it up here. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. So they have their obviously they have the Halloween event. Now, one thing I will tell you about their Halloween event that I like is that when you go to the park and you pay to get in, you're in, and they have the ghosts and the zombies around, and you don't have to pay anything extra just to see them or experience the scare zones. If you want to go into the mazes, then you can buy a pass to go in the maze, and it's only like $25. And then if you want to get like the front of the line, it's like another 25 or something like that. Compared to the other ones, it's pretty reasonable. And they only have like 5 mazes. There's not a ton of mazes, but I like the fact that they bring the monsters out, and you don't have to pay extra to go through those scare zones and stuff like that. But they also have their Christmas time, and I forget what they call it during the Christmas time. And then that's pretty much it. They don't do a whole lot. Now, there is something big that's happening with Six Flags this year, and that is they announced at the end of last year that they were going to be merging with Cedar Fair, and that the Cedar Fair from the CEO was going to be taking over for the new Six Flags company. So that'll be interesting to see what happens when that does happen. And I don't know. I'm curious to see. I'm really hoping that because the CEO from Cedar Fair is taking over, that they're going to revamp Six Flags. I know it's not going to happen this year. It's probably going to take a while, but Six Flags needs some tender loving care over there. That place needs to be refurbed big time.
Yeah, Six Flags needs help. It's not a good experience for most people. If they want to attract families and the higher price points and whatnot, they need to, basically they need to take the page out of the Knott's Berry Farm book, and it's going to be a little difficult because they're in the same market for Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm. But if they can duplicate that throughout the Six Flags portfolio, then there's a chance that they can turn that company around, and those parks will become as loved and cherished as the Cedar Fair parks are.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a pass to Six Flags. Me and the family did last year, and we let them go during the summer, just because they had so many coasters that were always shut down when we went, and it was kind of sad to not be able to go on some of the rides we want to. Plus, there are times when they didn't open up Wonder Woman, their flagship ride, until like 2, 3, or even 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like, really? You're going to keep that ride closed all day until the evening time and then run it at the end of the night? Brian Savie actually said Six Flags closed the theater, had over 100 bands play there since the 70s. I wonder what they're going to put there. And, the theater was still there the last time I was there. They hadn't gotten rid of it. But yeah, there's so much wasted space in that park, that's for sure. And I would love to see them, see if they can refurbish and grow that park, because, and here's the other thing, every single year, Six Flags always opens something new. And last year they decided they weren't going to go open up anything in 2023. That's what the new CEO had decided, that took over at Six Flags. And then this year, or actually the middle of last year, they decided to announce all the different rides are opening up at all the different Six Flags parks around the world or the United States. And their biggest park, which is Six Flags Magic Mountain, had nothing announced. So they're doing nothing this year. So And I'm sure it's because of financially they're not doing very well, but all the other parks are getting some sort of major attraction, or some of them are getting 2 or 3 attractions, which is interesting. But Six Flags is not getting any love this year, so it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I don't know. There's the park needs a ton of help, and it's not just add more stuff to it. They need to just change the culture of the entire park. So it's going to be years before Six Flags becomes what it needs to be, and that's if the Cedar Fair leadership team can take hold of the reins, and the Six Flags people can basically just stay out of the way.
Yep. Yeah, Trish says Six Flags over Texas not worth a 30-mile drive for us now, and that's sad.
Yeah,
and that's Six Flags over Texas. That's not even Magic Mountain. But Mr. John Green also said, I'm definitely not a fan of Magic Mountain. Talking about traffic, I was driving from Sacramento to Laguna Beach in 2015. I got to Magic Mountain around 4. Didn't get to Laguna Beach till around 10:30. But yeah, it's kind of out in they're in Santa Clarita Valley, and it's not real close. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from where I live. I don't know how it is for you, theme park casuals. Probably even further.
Yeah, like I said,
over 2 hours.
It's over 2 hours for me to get there. And that's if there's no traffic.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, Six Flags used to be a really great park, and again, it has some great coasters. They still have some great attractions and rides. They really don't do entertainment there that much, but I would really like to see Cedar Fair take over and do some really cool things with that park.
Yeah, I haven't been to Magic Mountain since I think 2001, so
wow.
I can't really speak from personal experience, and but part of why I haven't been in that long is the overall word on the street. So
right. What about you, Cordy? Have you been to Six Flags recently?
I don't know if I've ever been there.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But see, it's kind of like Vegas. I've never been to Vegas, but growing up in Northern California, like I went to Great America and then Marine World before it moved to Silver.
Marine World.
I know.
Missed that. I used to go there all the time. Love that place.
So those were like, right. And then Tahoe was my Vegas. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see now Cordy's going to be streaming Las Vegas this year.
Yeah, don't surpass me.
It's Wally World. Yeah.
Magic Mountain, Wally World. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I guess Disneyland's kind of my speed though for thrill rides, so I'm good with Magic Mountain.
Oh, you don't like all the crazy thrill rides like they have at Knott's Berry Farm or some of the other parks?
No, that was a temporary, what would you call that? Temporary insanity when I went on Hang Time. So I don't know.
I love that ride. You know what's really great, Cordy? If you go like this.
Oh no, my eyes, I was trying to peek, but yeah.
You're probably like this.
I was. I didn't stop screaming.
Well, just think you've got the swinging gondolas to look forward to very soon.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Do you notice? Casual likes to keep saying the word swinging every time.
That's too funny.
Contract.
That is too funny.
You're the one who said you would go on it. Nobody made you. You just said,
"Oh, swinging." I said I'll go on the non-swinging first, and then
we're gonna have to go back.
I don't.
We're gonna have to go back to that live stream and find out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the swinging ones.
Yeah.
Wait, her viewers are watching. Call her out. Well, that's it for the major theme parks. But I thought we'd throw it out to you guys. Are you guys planning on doing anything with your channels or anything for this year in 2024? And since we started with Cordy last time, theme park casual, do you want to go?
As far as anything that's like major coming up, no, but I am. We're coming up on our next time to make a donation for all our membership here at Theme Park Casual. I think right now we're looking at a $90 donation, and I have a charity in mind. It was a recommendation from one of my members. So we'll be doing that. Tomorrow night, actually, we're debuting the crazy hat that Jen's Crochet has constructed for me. And so, yeah, I'll be heading out to the park, meeting Jen out there to have her present the hat to me. And from then on, I will be wearing the hat all night. So SoCal Sports, if you're out there, we'll be on the carousel on one of the outer horses, waving to everybody with a crazy hat on. So, and then one other thing is, I know we talked about it, but we're hoping to be able to do Chalk Walk this year and raise funds for Children's Hospital of Orange County, and we're going to hopefully do that together. I don't know if it's going to be just us or we're going to get a whole bunch of other Disney park streamers to join us, but I'm hoping that at the very least, Barry Place and Cordy will be joining me in raising funds for Chalk, and then we'll be out there walking that morning.
I'm in.
Oh, there's SoCal Sports. There you are. So remember to be tuning in tomorrow night, SoCal.
Brian, we'll come back. He was asking if we know of any news or entertainment downtown Disney. We'll go back to that in a moment. Cordy, what about you? Anything for your channel this year?
Gosh, no.
10K subs, swinging gondola.
Well, yeah, that would be something. That would be quite a year if we hit that goal this year. But yeah, I'm committed to doing that. That's a big one. So I always said when I hit that, I will have fun going on.
Wasn't it you were going to go 5 times in a row? Wait, 10 times, one for each 1,000.
No.
She's like,
but otherwise, yeah, just the Disney Channel night so far is I'll be doing that, and we'll see what the year brings.
very cool.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you?
Yeah, so I just finally hit my 1,000 at the end of last year, and obviously I've kind of been doing my memberships and trying to get that to take off. So that's what I'm trying to build up right now, my members, my subscribers, but most importantly, just trying to, do a lot of fun things. I want to do more than just some theme parks, and I haven't had a chance to do more than just some of the theme parks like Knott's and SeaWorld and Disneyland. And I know Disneyland's a big one because everyone loves watching Disney, but I'd like to kind of branch out and see if we can, cover some other things too. Also, one of my goals for this year is I would love, and I know this is on Theme Park Casual, and I'm sure Cordy would love to do it too, but I would love to become an ambassador for Knott's. But you got to have at least 10,000 followers on one of your social media channels. And so I'm going to try to see if I can achieve that goal either through TikTok or X or YouTube or Instagram, but I would love to do that, so that I could become an ambassador for Knott's. I got the perfect name, Barry Place 28, right? So I think that would be pretty cool. Obviously, I want to do some of the After Dark events, so I'll be doing the Disney Channel night as well. I'm going to try to get tickets to the Star Wars event, and obviously you want to go to Oogie Boogie, but really, I just want to do some fun things for all of my subscribers and channel members. So more importantly, just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me as I've been going through this new endeavor. And I'm not even a year in, but I'm having a lot of fun. And the other thing too is, I like what Theme Park Casual is doing. I was thinking about trying to do some charity stuff as well. He's kind of got it in the bag at the moment, and we're definitely going to join him for the Chalk Walk. But yeah, I definitely will be supporting him, and I think it's great that we're able to do things like that to help the different charities out. So I hope you'll join all of us when we take part in doing some of these charity events. And And then, of course, I think it'd be great. Theme Park Casual came with the idea of doing a meet and greet, sometime this summer for Not Summer Nights. So I think that would be a lot of fun for our channels, because we've obviously met some of you in person at the parks. But it'd be great to meet a lot more of you if you're able to join us. And I know we're out here in California. Some of you are watching us from different parts of the United States or even the world, and we appreciate your support. But it'd be great to meet some of you as well. So, all right. With that, Brian was asking if you know anything about anything happening with shows or whatnot down at Downtown Disney. Have you guys heard anything for this? Anything going on this year?
I haven't. I mean, it's probably harder to find out, well ahead of time. I'm sure they only go a few months probably with Downtown Disney at this point. So we'll probably find out if they're going to do anything special. Probably getting closer to summertime.
Yeah, well, they're opening up a lot of new restaurants, and so once the construction's all done, I'm sure we're going to include that in our show. What's that? Did
you see what they're doing with Earl's Sandwich?
Yes. Oh, you missed my stream. I talked about it on my stream.
Okay.
So yeah, so they are moving Earl's Sandwich to the back, and they're going to put
that little trailer. What the heck?
I don't know. I'm really bummed about that. So I actually got to talk to one of the employees at the tavern, and he told me what they were doing. And I'm like, come again? What are you talking about? I was like, what you talking about, Willis? So I was like, you got to be kidding me. You're going to move all the way to the back? And they're like, yeah. And apparently it's going to be a 2-story tavern. So it sounds like it's going to be bigger and better for them. But I really like having the tavern and Earl's Sandwich right there in the front. It's like so easy and accessible to get to. Granted, you can take the monorail over, get off the monorail, and then go to the restaurant. It's not going to be hard to do, but it's just it's kind of a pain. I kind of was hoping it would stay there. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what Disney's thinking, because Porto's is so packed and so busy. Even the one over here in Buena Park, whenever I go there, the line's out the door. I can only imagine what it's going to be like here. So hopefully maybe they build and do a 2-story level. I don't know what they're going to do, but they need to do something, because that area is not big enough for Porto's.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But right now, Earl's Sandwich is moving into a temporary, like that trailer that's next to Rainforest Cafe. I heard that's where Earl's Sandwich is moving.
Well, that's
until they get their full blown restaurant.
Oh, the employee I talked to said they were going to stay where they're currently at until the new place is built. Once they're built, then they're going to go over. But that would be terrible if they had to go to a trailer.
Yeah, because I heard that they were going in that trailer, but it didn't make sense to me. So I'm hoping that maybe that was just an inaccurate rumor. Because I was looking at that.
Cross my fingers on this one.
Yeah,
actually,
so
I'm going to go back.
Sense for them to wait until the new space is open and then move them out and then start construction for Porto's.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and talk to the employees at the tavern that I talked to and see what they can tell me and have any more information on that. But as Brian said, they're supposed to have a rooftop bar at Earl's too. So the 2-story thing is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great. I'm not looking forward to it moving, but look, I'm sure it's going to be really cool. I mean, they've got a lot of great restaurants that are going to be opening up. Plus, what's that bar that's in the middle over by Black Tap and Pele store?
Bar?
Yeah, Uva Bar. Yeah, what's it called now? It was the Uva Bar, but yes, it is right now. But it's going to be something new.
I'm not sure what it's going to be called.
Yeah, because Catal was the other, right? The restaurant or something that was.
I think the Mexican food place is going to be called Paseo or something like that.
Oh, yeah. And Tortilla Joe's is closing March 31st is the last day.
Yep. We went and had our last hurrah on Saturday.
Yeah.
One last.
Yeah. It's going to go in where... Okay, Brian Sevilla was saying that Din Tai Fung is supposed to go in where Tortilla Joe's. See, I kept thinking they were getting their own building because you can kind of see... There was just kind of the roof, the way the rooftop was looking, right? The more of the steel work seemed like that might fit the mold of that. So,
yeah, I thought I was going to go back over by the stage as well, but apparently it's not. That's one where Tortilla Joe's is. But I think I really like what they're doing. I got to be honest with you, when you got Disney Springs, which was the former downtown Disney in Florida, I feel like, now granted, it's bigger, property. They have a lot more restaurants and shops, but it's nice. And I feel like our downtown Disney is just this really tiny thing that just has a handful of things that you can go to and check out. It's gotten better over the years, obviously, but it's nice to see that they're expanding it even more. So I'm glad they're finally doing that because it needed to have more.
Yeah.
Can we bring back the AMC theater? Kidding.
Or a second Starbucks over there on that end of the
Right.
For the hotel. I mean, I just think it was kind of nice having one there right before the monorail, because we used to get it there and then jump on the monorail. But
yeah, well, Brian did say there's not a lot of room to walk on the weekends there. I agree. We actually took the monorail to downtown Disney with my dad and my daughter, and we had lunch down there, and it was pretty packed. And obviously certain areas are more packed than others. But I wish, I don't know. It seems like they didn't think that one out very well when they built it. Of course, they weren't sure how busy it was going to be, I bet. So, yeah. Garden Walk has the theaters, Brian says, but yeah, Garden Walk's not that great. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry. They have some really good restaurants, but overall, it's just an okay, place. And actually, I gotta be honest with you, I kind of miss, Anaheim House of Blues not being down there in downtown Disney, and now it's over in Garden Walk.
Yeah.
And again, actually, I think it's a great location that they put it at Garden Walk, but I kind of miss not having that. Although I will tell you, I've been to Splitsville. I love it. I love the bowling lanes. I think it's a cool place to go. I like it's 2 stories, so it's kind of a neat place as well. So, all right, with that, does anyone have any questions for us they want to throw into the chat before we end our live stream tonight? If you do, throw it in there and we'll do our best to answer the questions for you.
Well, Zomembi said, what did she miss? She just got here. So I think we have to go through the whole thing again for her.
What?
All right.
Well, you're just going to have to rewind.
So at Disneyland.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about. Let's see. No questions yet.
Question?
I know.
We have been answering them throughout this time. So
we
I
have.
think
we were doing pretty good to try to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
We probably missed a couple back there, but
next time on Berry Place, LOL. That's funny. Here we go. Do you know if Disneyland is still doing the Pixar parade? Oh, we kind of were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah, that'll be coming back this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a DCA, right?
Yes.
DCA is getting the parade. So Disneyland will have Magic Happens, and DCA will have the Pixar Play Parade? What's it called?
Yeah. Pixar Play. Mm-hmm.
Play.
Simon says, I don't have a question. Okay, great. We'll just move on.
Simon says,
right.
I don't have a question.
When are they going to fix the Little Mermaid entrance? LOL. Oh, Bianca.
Yeah.
Wow. Great question.
Spicy.
Spicy.
You have to walk a mile to get to the start of the line.
I like the fact they're doing a lightning lane for Little Mermaid. That's kind of cool, even though they probably didn't need to. Yeah. But the way you walk in now is just really weird.
So dumb. Bad show.
Yeah.
That's not a good one. I saw too, I was just a clip Fresh Baked showed the Pirates queue because they're getting ready for the lightning lane to be set up there. So we're kind of
Yeah, that's going to be another nightmare. It's like it's going to take something that is at most 30 minutes to 40 minutes on a really packed day, and it's going to balloon to an hour and a half. It's
I know. Yeah.
Brian asks, is there going to be enough space for crowds when Fantasmic comes back while the mansion is doing its exterior refurb? We forgot to talk about the Fantasmic today. Oof. Yeah, that's right. It's coming back.
I think we should
there's
be
never
fine as
enough
far as
space.
the space. There should be enough. I mean, I don't think the construction affects much for phantasmic viewing. And considering that the mansion's down, you're not going to have any queue to worry about.
Mhm.
So I think we'll be fine on space for Phantasmic. But I'm looking
I
forward to
personally
Phantasmic
feel
only because we're getting rid of the Pirates of the Caribbean sequence and going back to Pan. So
I love both, but I do like the pirates.
yeah. Well, Neuro Disney says this summer is going to be rough in New Orleans Square.
yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that little section of the park is, got two major rides down, and then they're messing with pirates. So,
Well, hopefully they'll have enough shows because World of Color 1's coming back, just to kind of spread people out, hopefully.
right.
With everything going on this summer. So,
So Mermaid Plans asks, this is a personal question. Do you miss old school fast passes?
yes.
Absolutely. I even miss the Max
Although
Pass.
I think the one time, when I tried Max Pass, we did that one time, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a really good system.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it was better than what we have now with this whole Genie Plus and Lightning Lane. It's a horrible system.
Yeah,
I say that loud.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that's part of why it's like for me, I won't buy it. Again, it's one of those I'm not going to feed that beast.
Yeah. Brian did ask us, since we're streamers, anyone else having issues with Wi-Fi over by Mansion for streaming? I haven't had tons of issues with streaming over by Mansion.
I haven't the last few streams.
Wonder why.
Before that, yes, plenty of issues. But that was just, being on Verizon when you're trying to stream Disneyland.
Yep. And congrats to Theme Park Casual for getting a new AT&T plan and a new phone. So your streams look amazing. It's so nice seeing you go on rides you couldn't go on before. So
I know,
yay.
I'm all grossed up.
Yeah. All right. Daryl says question, but he didn't write a question.
And Zomembi's too.
What is it? Any word on the now Haunted Mansion shop by 8-piece? Will it still be there after the remodel, and what do you think it will be?
That's a good question, because I don't know if the new shop is going to be exclusive Haunted Mansion or if it's going to be kind of the way the shop that they're talking about is right now, where it's Mansion / Nightmare. So if they feel like they can populate a single shop with just Mansion exclusive, then I would think the one at the exit is going to go Mansion, and then the one in New Orleans Square is going to go Nightmare.
What do you think, Cordy?
So they'll just dim up that way so that each one gets its own shop.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought the whole reason for kind of somewhat connecting it to the Haunted Mansion would be that it would be exclusive to Mansion merch. Yeah, split them off, right? Then they can do all the pirate stuff over there.
Or maybe they sell Club 33 and 21 Royal stuff in that shop for everyone else.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, sure, Bob.
Actually, somebody that I kind of know, I've met him a couple of times, got to do Royal 21 or 21 Royal. Yeah, I was just like, holy mackerel.
We need to talk about that. I would love to experience 21 Royal. Oh, wouldn't we all?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as somebody else is footing the bill.
Hey, Daryl said Fresh Baked mentioned in a video that both DCA and Disneyland will be receiving new entry gates, like the ones at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Don't know when.
Yes,
what's your take on the upgrades? Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be the turnstile-less gates. So hopefully it's good and it speeds things up at the gate so that, when there's the long lines, they move a little bit quicker. But other than that, I don't really have any issue or real comment on it. Just have to wait and see how it goes.
I vote
Yeah.
for Magic Key parking lanes and entry into the park.
Yeah, how about just a Magic Key entry into the park?
I want both.
Mhm.
She wants
speaking of which,
the general admission lanes and then the
Yes.
Cordy, California lane.
Yes.
that would be cool.
With the parking space reserved right up near the escalator.
Yes. Pixar, preferably
Yeah.
level 3.
I didn't even mention when we were talking about Knott's earlier, but they have that new lounge for the annual pass holders.
You guys
that's
well,
right.
it's
I'm not one of the fancy pass holders, so
no, I decided not to get the is the Prestige or Platinum? Prestige, I think.
Prestige pass.
Yeah, I decided not to get the Prestige this year. I had it last year, but I decided not to get it because it didn't seem worth the money. I think it would be cool to be able to go there, but from what I've seen, it's cool, but they don't have a lot of exclusive merch or anything like that. So anyhow, Donland says food, possibly. I'm not sure. What's that question, Donnie? Let's see. And then John. Oh, actually, Sylvia. Will any of you be attending the Disney Expo in Kansas City this spring?
I will not.
I'm not. Yeah. I would love to, but no, I don't have any plans at the moment. Oh, and we didn't talk about this earlier tonight, but Magic Keys did open last week and close all within 24 hours. So if any of you got Magic Keys, congratulations to you. I know my dad got one. He's excited, and we were able to go on Sunday. We're going to go back this Sunday, so and try to go on as many rides as we can. But yeah, if anyone was able to get one, congratulations to you, and welcome to being a Magic Key holder like all of us. I don't see any other questions off top. And if I missed your question, I apologize. But I think we're about done with those. So with that, we just want to take the time to say thank you so much for joining all of us tonight. Again, we're kind of doing this all on our separate channels until we create a theme park or sorry, I almost said theme park casual. We create a theme park casual channel until we create a Park Streamers Hangout channel. So please take the time to like each of our streams. And obviously, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you hanging in with all the streams we've been doing. It's been a lot of fun doing this, and we're having a great time. We hope you guys are enjoying the content as well. With that, let's go ahead and start off with Theme Park Casual. Again, tell us when you're going to be streaming next and where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, all at Theme Park Casual. And I will be back at Disneyland tomorrow night for the big crazy hat reveal with Jen's Crochet, celebrating the fact that we raised over $400 for Operation Christmas Child this last Christmas.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And congratulations on that. Yeah. Right. Very cool. And Cordy?
Cordy in California, here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And I'll be there. I'm going to secretly be filming Theme Park Casual when he's on the carousel. So make sure to get Jesus.
All right. Very cool. And I'm Barry Place 28. You can find me on let's see, X, Instagram, I almost said Twitter, although that's X, and YouTube and TikTok. So follow me and please like and become a follower for all of us, because we're all trying to reach that 10,000 goal. One, so Cordy can go on the Ferris wheel, right? So Theme Park Casual and I can become ambassadors, but also I will be streaming on Thursday this week at Disneyland, and then I'll be back on Sunday doing a day stream at Disneyland with my dad and Ariel again, and then I should be back again the following Wednesday, and I'll probably be there with Theme Park Casual. And I'm going to have Jen work on something for me too, but it may not be a hat. Let's just leave it at that. So Jen's Crochet will be helping me out with creating something new for my channel that I can't wait to share with you guys. So I'll just leave that teaser there for everyone. Everyone's like, what are you talking about?
All right.
Backpack.
It's a what?
It's a very crochet backpack.
No.
Ah.
No. Yeah. Good guess.
Now.
No. But I gotta tell you, I have been thinking long and hard. Theme park casual. I've been wondering what the heck did Jen's Crochet make for you? You know, I'm good friends with her. She wouldn't give it up. So I can't wait to see what kind of hat you're going to be wearing tomorrow night. So
yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, are you going to be like the jungle skipper and wear a tutu? Kidding.
I have no idea. It depends if the hat goes down that far.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Please, come back every couple weeks to join us, and please join us on our channels as we go out and about in the parks the next couple weeks, and we will see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. So you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you guys real soon. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye, everybody.
Eyes on